Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Thunderstorms firing all around us tonight, but will the heat prompt another round and a stronger one tomorrow?
No air conditioning, busted elevators, and residents inside Harbor Town, they've had enough. And now we're searching for answers.
But we'll begin with breaking news on this Tuesday. A federal grand jury investigation underway into Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan's demolition program in the city. Glad you're with us here as we come to you a few moments late here at 5. Sources confirmed to Local 4 today that the grand jury has been seated in this investigation.
Let's get right to Defender Kevin Dietz with what he's learned so far. Kevin?
The defenders have confirmed that subpoenas have been issued in this case to compel testimony. This is a major development because it tells us that the FBI investigation found enough information to get the U.S. Attorney's Office to take action. When subpoenas like this are issued in a case, it almost certainly means that the U.S. Attorney is looking to make a criminal case. Detroit has been knocking down abandoned homes in record numbers, and now sources confirm a federal grand jury is investigating. Who got the contracts? How much were they charging? And did anyone get kickbacks or favors in the deal? Detroit has knocked down almost 1,500 houses during the Mike Duggan administration, most of it with federal money. Now the feds want to know if the contracts were awarded fairly, if the taxpayers were ripped off. Public Crusader Robert Davis was first to find out federal agencies in Washington, D.C. were questioning contracts in Detroit. He has discussed the grand jury subpoena with a local contractor who received one.
She shared with me some of the contents of the grand jury subpoena in which they want documents and information with respect to any and all communications that he or anyone else may have had with the mayor's staff, the land bank, the Detroit Building Authority, MHA, or MISTA.
These are some of the documents Davis uncovered. Sources say the grand jury is looking at these issues and others. The cost to knock down and clean up a house skyrocketed after Duggan took office. Duggan said they were moving too quickly to try and secure federal money, not trying to hand out favors. Davis says the contracts were awarded by the Detroit Land Bank under questionable circumstances.
The Land Bank Authority was allowed to approve $1 million in contracts in secret outside of the public's eye, and they were approved unilaterally by its former executive director.
Inside the federal courthouse, a grand jury is a few weeks into its inquiry into the demolition practices. They have subpoenaed contractors to turn over documents and emails, financial statements and billing records flowing between multiple state and city agencies, including the mayor's office. Sources say the investigation is wide-ranging, but at this time the mayor's office and the mayor are not targets. And late this afternoon, the mayor's office put out a short statement that reads, "We have fully cooperated with this investigation from the very beginning, and we will continue to do so." The mayor has always said that if somebody breaks the law, they need to be punished. The FBI, the U.S. Attorney's Office, certainly is focused on finding out if anyone broke the law as it pertains to demolition contracts in Detroit. Kevin Dietz, Defender.
So, Kevin, you said this is a wide-ranging investigation and the mayor isn't a target. If he is not a target, who is a target?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question. Coming up at 6, we're going to talk with experts and insiders about this issue. It's going to get into who awarded the contracts and who secured the contracts. And we'll have much more on that coming up at 6 o'clock.
Okay, we'll be looking forward to it, Kevin. Thank you.
Outside, another sweltering day across Metro Detroit, and now a chance for storms, too.
Yeah, let's get over to Ben right now. We're not talking about widespread storms, are we?
No, in fact, right now the entire area is dry, but it is a wide range in temperatures from a downright pleasant mid-70s up here towards Lake Huron to the sizzling 90s down here towards the state line. And there is some humidity, especially from Detroit south. Look at some of these heat index readings. 95 in Monroe, 95 at Metro. It was 98 last hour in Adrian. You've come down just a little bit to only feeling like 95, but there are thunderstorms just off to the southwest. This is the Ohio state line right here. Most of these storms are moving due east, so it's possible that our south zone could get brushed by those, and there's a few more that are arcing back here between just north of Kalamazoo down towards Marshall, so we'll keep our eyes on that. Otherwise, temperatures tonight not quite as warm, but still above average. We'll slide into the mid-70s by midnight, and we'll look at where we go from here coming up in a few minutes. Guys?
And we've been looking at the problems with those without AC in this weather. A large residential tower in Detroit's Harbor Town. No air conditioning, no working elevators.
We've been following the struggles of those living there, and today both the city and building management took action. Consumer investigator Hank Winchester is working to get answers. And Hank, where do things stand now?
And Kimberly, the way things stand at this moment, still no air conditioning. Management here behind me working on this issue. The city also taking action, imposing fines, and we've just learned the first lawsuit just filed, a resident in this building saying she's had enough. Broken elevators, no air conditioning, and a very odd situation when I rolled in, cameras rolling, searching for answers in the leasing office. Hello, she just locked the door. Hi. Why did she lock the door? They're hiding in the bathroom? Employees inside the Harbortown complex locked me out. They locked themselves in the bathroom and then called security. Later, another employee walked in. We're just trying to figure out what's going on with the elevators and the air conditioning unit for Harbortown.
Go down there and ask them.
And here's where things get really complicated. Those who own in this building deal with one company, those who rent another. Renters have dealt with the team that locked themselves in the bathroom here today, and clearly I wasn't getting any help from them.
I asked for an ETA yesterday and I was told we don't have one.
We're fighting for tenants like Kendra Baker and many others we've talked to who live here inside Great Lakes Tower in Harbortown. They've been without working AC and elevators for several days. Today I learned the city fined management roughly $12,000 total. Also today, management revealing the elevators will have manual operators beginning tomorrow. The AC could be restored by Thursday.
All we want is action. All we want is what we were promised when we moved in.
So, Hank, will the city be tracking the progress here?
Yeah, they certainly are, Kimberly. In fact, they tell us that they're going to be back here every day until the issues are completely resolved. What we're hearing from management right now, as you heard, they're hoping the AC is back on by the end of the week. They've set up cooling stations in the building, but with the filing of that lawsuit today, you can tell residents here have simply had enough. Back to you.
And you can understand why. Okay, Hank, keep us posted. Devin?
We've been watching this afternoon the Attorney General testifying under oath today. Jeff Sessions appeared on Capitol Hill testifying before the very same committee as fired FBI Director James Comey last week, answering a number of questions about Comey and the Russia investigation and the president. Blaine Alexander has the story from Washington. Blaine.
And good afternoon to you from Washington. Yes, Sessions recused himself from the Russia investigation. So today he's testifying on a matter in which he's essentially a spectator. Appearing before his former Senate colleagues today for the first time as Attorney General, Jeff Sessions emphatically denying any Russian collusion.
I have never met with or had any conversation with any Russians or any foreign officials concerning any type of interference with any campaign or election in the United States.
His testimony coming right on the heels and in the same room as that of former FBI Director James Comey. Today, a topic of repeated questioning.
Mr. Comey had served in the department for better than 2 decades, and I was confident that he understood and would abide by the well-established rules limiting communications with the White House, especially about ongoing investigations.
As the hearing got underway, President Trump leaving town, headed to Wisconsin, talking jobs and health care. But leaving behind questions about the investigation led by special counsel Robert Mueller. Is he on the president's chopping block, as suggested last night by presidential confidant Chris Ruddy? Today, Ruddy walked back that suggestion.
Do I think that he will actually fire him? No. But do I think it was an option or has been an option? Yes.
Today, Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein said he is the only person who can fire Mueller, and he's not doing it. And about those now infamous memos that Comey wrote to detail his interactions with the president, those memos will now be turned over to the FBI. In Washington, Blaine Alexander, Local 4.
All right, Blaine. Now, the president has been on his way this afternoon to Wisconsin. We were told that he was watching Sessions' testimony from Air Force One, but so far we've not seen a response to what he heard. Well, the Macomb County corruption scandal is expanding.
New tonight, who the feds now say was caught up in the scheme and why much more than trash hauling contracts were involved.
Also, a frantic manhunt underway in Georgia. New tonight, a violent prison break leaves 2 guards dead and an entire town on lockdown. Jason?
This little stretch of walk doesn't seem all that dangerous to get to this school, but parents say it's what you don't see down there along that 1.5-mile stretch that is dangerous.
There's no street lights right now, as you can see. Again, our kids are going to be walking when it's dark out.
So why isn't the school board allowing them busing? We'll find out.
It's new at 6.
3 teenagers were injured critically after a crash involving 11 teenagers here on this road in Macomb Township. We'll tell you how the victims are doing coming up.
Also, the woman who says she was sexually assaulted on a Delta Airlines flight steps forward to give her account of what happened on the plane.
Parents living in one Rochester subdivision are pleading for a solution from the school district.
Wondering why they can't get school bus service to pick up their kids. The Country Club Village subdivision is within the 1.5-mile limit that disqualifies them from busing, but they say the route the kids have to walk to school is far too dangerous. We sent our Jason Colthorpe out to check things out. Jason?
Devin, that 1.5 mile radius you're talking about is actually state law that the district is simply following. But these parents say that's a law that's really outdated and no child should have to navigate an intersection like this one.
Parents in the Country Club Village neighborhood feel the 1.5 mile walk to school for their kids is too dangerous, and that the Rochester Community School District doesn't care.
The school board all agreed that it was a dangerous situation for our students to be walking to school, but basically said there was nothing they could do about it.
It's frustrating, to say the least. You know, they say that their main concern is the education of their students, and that has to include safety, if you ask all of us.
Parents have now been denied 3 times by the district. So are they just being overprotected?
There's no streetlights right now, as you can see. Again, our kids are going to be walking when it's dark out.
In addition to lighting, parents cite heavy traffic, kids crossing the major intersection of Auburn and John R., and areas where the sidewalk is dangerously close to the road.
I have a 5th grader entering Ruth next year, my oldest daughter, and she would be terrified to walk that route.
We were told no one was available at the superintendent's office today, but got this response to our email, reading in part. After extensive deliberation, the board voted to deny the transportation appeal, and they directed Dr. Shaner to conduct a study to ensure district policy remains current with safety requirements and guidelines for all students.
Certainly what we witnessed last night with the school board, we really feel like there's nobody in our corner at this point trying to help us with the safety of our kids.
Which is, of course, what this is all about. But Jason, it does also come down to money. Does the district have the resources?
There certainly would be a cost, Devin, obviously, but feasibility-wise, it certainly can. Those same students are actually riding the bus this week because all this construction you see behind me is causing a sidewalk to be closed. So it can do that, and there's also precedent. So kids are not only riding it, but another neighborhood actually rides the bus, and they're under the 1.5 mile radius. The district hasn't told parents why or addressed that with them either.
Well, and does it work out that intersection is particularly dangerous?
Statistically speaking, this one is not. It's not even within the top 10 within the city dangerous, but the one right down the road, a mile down the road, Rochester and Auburn, is the 16th most dangerous in the city. And just take a look at any one moment during the day down the road. If you just look down here, you can see this is a tremendously busy area, and that's what parents are worried about. There's also another school going in down there, and this intersection is being expanded.
Yeah, which will complicate things even further. All right, Jason.
Well, if you wanted summer, you got it.
All at once. All at once. Just came rushing in.
Full speed ahead, but the flowers could probably use a drink of water here and there.
It would be nice to see some rain. Hopefully we will get some shortly. We've got multiple chances of storms, but none of them really look good. There's stuff out there. Yeah, this time of year, unfortunately, that is the case. But what we see out there right now, there's definitely some thunderstorms, but a lot of these are going to stay away from us. One area that we have been tracking there near the state line possibly could brush the south zone. These are starting to arc a little bit more to the south and east, so it's possible our west zone could see some of that, but it is a very slight chance. Most of us are going to stay dry. A lot of the activity closer to the front that rolled through here earlier today, and that is down here across northern Indiana and Ohio. So unfortunately, it's a whole lot more of heat and humidity. That really came back today. We're officially at 90 for the 3rd day in a row, but man, that heat index, this is the difference between the last 2 days and today. 95 right now as those dew points really started to spike, at least in the southern 2/3 of the area. We're 90 at the city right now, 85 in Troy, but if you're up here towards Lake Huron, you're enjoying a fantastic evening. Temperatures in the low to mid 70s, close to Lake Huron. And if we've got summer-like temperatures, we might as well eat like it. This is from Storm Pins. Lisa shot this of her strawberries that she got in from her garden in Livonia. Appreciate that shot. Tonight, those chances of thunderstorms not really good, but tomorrow we will be seeing a line of storms march across the state a little bit later. This is into the evening hours, just around sunset. And you can see this line starting to push into our west zone about 10 o'clock. Again, this is tomorrow. That will start to fall apart, but I think some of us will get wet from that, and then possibly again Thursday morning, and then again there's a chance as we get into Thursday afternoon. But most of us will miss out on a lot of those thunderstorms. 67 tonight for the overnight low. Skies anywhere between partly and mostly cloudy. Not quite as warm as what we picked up last night. High temperatures tomorrow will shave a few degrees off of what we had today, especially in some of these areas that really saw those temperatures spike. 83 at the airport, 80 in the city, 70s downriver. We'll be seeing a little bit more of an impact here closer to the lake. 73 in Luna Pier and Monroe, and the low to mid 80s out in parts of Lenawee County. West zone high temperatures tomorrow, generally low 80s, and north of M59 in our north zone tomorrow. You're going to get those 70s back, especially closer to the lake, but there will be some low 80s out there, just not nearly as hot as what we've seen in the last couple days. 90 comes back into the forecast on Friday, and again, there's multiple chances of seeing showers or thunderstorms, but the chances are slight and the coverage is going to be pretty limited, so fingers crossed that everybody gets a little bit of something at some point in that forecast.
Because we need it. All right, Ben. Thanks.
Coming up, a deadly prison break, 2 Georgia guards dead, and a massive manhunt is underway. We'll have that next. We've got a story developing right now, a manhunt underway in Georgia after 2 prisoners killed their guards and escaped from a prison transport.
The Georgia Department of Corrections identified the men as 24-year-old Ricky DuBose and 43-year-old Donnie Russell Rowe. Police say the 2 suspects overpowered the correctional officers about 6 this morning before shooting and killing them with their own sidearms. The county sheriff gave an emotional statement to reporters this afternoon.
They need to surrender before we find them. I saw 2 brutally murdered corrections officers. That's what I saw. I have their blood on my shoes.
Authorities say both suspects are, quote, armed and dangerous beyond description.
New at 5:30.
The DNR is getting closer to solving the mystery behind hundreds of dead gulls in southwest Detroit. We've got the latest.
Using love to get your money.
He just said, thank you for accepting my friend quest, and I would like to get to know you. And then within a week, he was calling me his wife.
A woman opens up about a sick scam in hopes of keeping you from becoming a victim. And the feds say they've exposed a long-standing pay-to-play scheme in Macomb County, and it involved much more than just trash hauling contracts.
Next week, live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5:30 starts now.
The corruption scandal consuming Macomb County government is growing. Now the feds say dirty deals involve more than just trash hauling contracts. Today, Metro Detroit towing magnate Gasper Fiore was arraigned on federal charges.
U.S. attorneys say Fiore built his massive towing company, Boulevard and Trumbull, with bribes to lock down contracts. We bring in Rod Maloney to explain the charges that stand against him. Rod.
Yeah, you know, Devin, Gasper Fiore is not a household name around Southeast Michigan, but if you know anybody in business in Southeast Michigan, they know the name. He's a very well-known guy in the business community, and he is now caught up in this widespread Macomb County corruption case that has a dozen people now facing the judge. Today, it was Gasper Fiore's turn. 56-year-old Gasper Fiore is camera shy and stayed inside the courthouse until the video cameras cleared this afternoon. But he appeared before a magistrate facing 4 counts of bribery, conspiracy, and wire fraud, all of which could net him 20 years in prison if found guilty. Here's how the feds say his part of the scam worked. Fiore wanted the Clinton Township towing contract, so, the court documents say, he contacted Clinton Township trustee Dean Reynolds, and in installments, 2 installments that is, paid him $7,000. But the feds go on to say that there wasn't a direct payment. Instead, the feds believe it was Charles Rizzo, in this picture on the left here, part owner of Rizzo Environmental Services, who delivered the 2 installment cash payments to Reynolds at this time last year. Then the feds say Chuck Rizzo needed and wanted help illegally taking money from the Rizzo trash hauling firm, at the time largely owned by a hedge fund. So the feds claim that Fiore agreed to overbill Rizzo for towing fees, which he kicked back to Rizzo, that allowed him to build this sprawling mansion, and also to pay bribes for Rizzo Environmental to win garbage hauling contracts. This is where the feds say the wire fraud and the conspiracy took place.
Now, just the other day here outside federal court, Angelo Selva, one of the other defendants in the case, pled guilty, had his arraignment, went downstairs, and then was sentenced, or at least not sentenced, but was put in with his guilty plea. And he basically said Dean Reynolds shouldn't be trying to take this to trial. He gave that advice to him. He didn't talk about Gasper Fiore. But Fiore only had his arraignment today, no guilty pleas at all, so it's likely this could end up on trial as well. So we'll have to wait in the weeks and months to come to see whether it actually gets there. Reporting live downtown, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
And we will do that. All right, Rod. Well, the search for answers continues after a father is shot and killed on Detroit's east side.
The shooting happened around 3 this morning at the intersection of Lake Point and Berkshire. That's where 35-year-old Keon Cohen was shot multiple times before he was found in the street by neighbors. Cohen leaves behind a 2-year-old daughter and a fiancé. Police are investigating.
Also, the hunt is on for a robbery suspect on Detroit's west side.
The attempted robbery happened overnight on the 3300 block of McNichols near Livernois. Take a look. This is surveillance video of the suspect wearing a hoodie. The owner says the same man tried to rob the store 2 days ago. The suspect may be driving a Gold Crown Victoria or Impala. If you have any information, contact Detroit Police.
Stories from across the state. In fact, one story just across the state line in Whiting, Indiana. Also a story affecting thousands in northern Michigan.
But we do want to start over in Zeeland.
That's where a teenager was killed after colliding with a train. 17-year-old Samantha Lubbers had just pulled out of a driveway when the crash happened. Police say she rolled up to the railroad and then slowly pulled onto the tracks where she was hit. The crossing where this crash happened only has a stop sign and a warning sign to alert drivers. In other words, no gates coming down. Police believe she likely never even saw the train coming.
Up in Roscommon County, more than 17,000 residents lost power thanks to some violent thunderstorms. The massive outages came after wind gusts as strong as 40 miles per hour knocked down multiple trees and power lines. As of this morning, more than 14,000 Consumers Energy customers were still without power. Officials say they've been working all day long on those down lines and expected all power to be restored by 11 o'clock tonight.
On Lake Michigan, a new floating water park is expected to open next week. Take a look at the Woe Zone. It's a floating water park. Slides, towers, monkey bars, even a trampoline, all set on the water. Park set to open at Walhalla Beach in Whiting, Indiana, Saturday, June 24th. A 1-hour session on that course will cost $20 a person, with the park also offering paddle boards, kayaks, and beach cabanas as well.
Over in Dearborn, there's a good chance you will see more bikes on the roads, the trails, the sidewalks. The city has teamed up with a company called Zagster for a bike sharing program kicked off today. And as Nick Monticelli reports, getting a bike and going for a ride is incredibly easy.
And to get one of those bikes is actually pretty easy. You download the app on your phone. The PR lady let me borrow hers. Mine isn't the purple one. And then once you choose a bike, you simply press Unlock Bike. That then sends a signal to the bike, which unlocks the safety cable. And from there, you just simply get on. If I can remember how to ride a bike, there we go, and ride away.
We're excited for this to happen.
Standing at the Dingle Transit Center, surrounded by bikes just waiting to go for a spin. Yay! Those who worked to bring bike sharing to Dearborn are thrilled. It's now a reality.
It's a huge deal.
Tracy Bezick is a big biking enthusiast, but says this is about more than bicycles.
Biking and connecting different parts of Dearborn is where our future's going.
There are 10 Zagster bike share locations throughout the city, mainly down Michigan Avenue from the west to east end of downtown. An annual membership is $20. After the first 2 hours of the rental, it's $2 per hour. Without a membership, it's $2 per hour as soon as you take the bike. The city teamed up with the Kosh family of Dearborn Sausage and Beaumont Health to pay for the program. The city didn't pay a dime, but will get some of the revenue which can help pay for other bike and walking trails.
It's not taking money away from anything else, so it's great, and it's going to generate the funds to operate itself, which is what the model we're trying to use on most of our programs that aren't essential services.
When I see efforts like this from the city, it shows that something that I care deeply about is important to them as well.
The bikes can be returned to any of the 10 locations. In Dearborn, Nick Botticelli, Local 4.
Great idea. By the way, Zaxter also says it is working with local libraries, so those who don't want or perhaps don't want to use an app or text can rent the bikes through the library. Well, here in Detroit, we have heard from so many people shocked by the number of dead birds along Jefferson near the border of River Rouge.
Now, residents say there are always plenty of seagulls near Zug Island, but recently they've started to see a lot of dead or dying birds. They wondered what was going on, so we sent our Paula Tutman to check into it.
Without question, there is a certain kind of Hitchcock creepiness to being around all of these seagulls, but this really isn't about creepy. This is about a possible human health risk. The sight disturbing. Hundreds of birds, dead, dying, decomposing in the hot southwest Detroit sun. The sound nearly deafening. The smell horrendous. This is an industrial area off of Jefferson near Zug Island. A natural rookery or bird hatching area has developed over the years off of the Detroit River, and neighbors are concerned by what they see as a massive bird die-off.
There's thousands of dead birds over there in the road.
Well, the smell is terrible, and it took my breath away, and it took his eyes are watering.
We first reported the story last night, tipping off DNR, which has been on the case immediately. 4 birds were collected and sent to a Lansing lab for a necropsy or animal autopsy, and today DNR was back.
It's probably not botulism because it's only affecting the juveniles. If it was something that any of them could pick up, then the adults would be dying too.
The birds are all younglings, juveniles, learning to fly, confused, unable to navigate well. It's believed to be the culprit, based on the condition of the dead birds. All of the same relative age, good fat deposits, general good condition. It's thought that this isn't a bird die-off, but rather an incidental kill-off, as the young birds fail to navigate in the proximity of man-made booby traps. Wide-gauge fencing, not nearly wide enough. Buildings they run into as they try to fly, trucks and vehicles that run into them. Wow, they won't get out of the way. And then, of course, perhaps the heat snap.
The only thing we're seeing here that's dead are the babies, the young of the year. Probably about half of them can't even fly. I think that's why they're getting hit in the road. But we've got some in for testing right now. We're going to try to find a few more samples.
Late word from the wildlife lab in Lansing. Lots of bird trauma, some dehydration and malnutrition. No signs right now of bird flu or avian flu or botulism. Those tests will come back tomorrow. But because this has happened before a couple of years ago, they believe that this is really more natural causes. More importantly, not a human health risk. Paula Tutman, Local 4.
Until they get those answers, though, it is frightening.
Yeah, like an animal version of House, you know, trying to get to the bottom of what's causing it all. We'll stay on the story, though, and thanks to everybody that called in and alerted us to it. Well, she was wearing a tank top and cut-off shorts, and it got her kicked out of a Michigan mall.
New tonight, what the mall is now saying about the incident that's made national headlines.
And the makers of EpiPen facing a brand new wave of controversy tonight. What the company decided to do that has investors and EpiPen users outraged.
But first, using your heart to get to your money.
Somebody's going to fall for this, and they're going to lose everything they have.
How scam artists are using social media to trick you into giving them money. Next.
On